if you're only going to score 94, it's good to hold somebody 87. So much better in the second half in general. Quickly at 18 and only had 2 in the second half. Barnes 15 on 19 shots, and we flipped the turnovers and assists in the second half, where we had 7 assists and 13 turnovers first half. We had 10 assists and only 2 turnovers second half. So good to have a 36-point quarter and made some threes finally.
Do you have an update on Alpy?
I think just spasms. So we got a few days off. Hopefully he'll be good to go next game.
Today is Jeff Green's 1,200th career game, 18 years in the league. How impressed are you with the fact that he's able to still do this and make an impact on days where you really need him to?
1,200th?
1,200th career game.
Impressive, very impressive. Obviously, not just the fact that he's playing, because there are some older guys who are mentors and not getting that involved. And obviously, he hasn't played as much as last year, but has contributed when needed this year. Started at times, and obviously gave us a nice boost tonight. But not just the fact that he's playing; he's still flying around and jumping and moving the way he does. Impressive.
How important was it for you guys to win today any way that you could? You said it wasn't pretty, but to get it done, how big was that just to end the streak? And
it is. I mean, in the adversity that, when someone goes out early in the game, it obviously sets you back a little bit. So it's not like going into the game, we know we're without Alpy or whatever, and we can adjust and do some things there. So it takes you a minute, and you have to tweak the lineups a little bit. So to figure that out and, play through some different guys, but have a really good team effort, and the bench was excellent, obviously. It's great. You want to end the streak at all costs, and like I said, rather win them ugly than lose them pretty.
How about
the turnovers? Did you feel like you were able to generate better shots in the second half, I guess, especially in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, they were really up high, pressuring up high, and we got downhill quite a bit. But I think we got some really good looks in the first half, and, when you 3 for 19 at some point, 5 for 29 at some point, and they're not all bad looks. And so we got some decent looks from 3, and like I said, just made them in the second half. But it was some good penetration from Jalen and Amen, getting downhill with the pressure they were applying, and then some side-to-side movement where when we did get into the paint, kickouts were there, and we made the right plays. So good rim reads tonight and led to some open shots that we finally knocked down.
Amen and Jalen weren't taking as many shots in the first half. Was that the result of anything the Raptors were doing defensively?
Well, they were being extremely aggressive with them, picking them up. Trapped a little bit. When Grady Dick was on some guys, they sent extra help with those 2 specifically, and so they wanted to make others beat us, and it was working with all the misses we had, but we didn't crash the glass well. Only had 6. Only finished the game with 10, so that's a low number for us. And then weren't converting in transition early on, and we did better in the second half and got to the line a few times. So overall, really good second half, and scoring 36 in the fourth quarter. Like I said, it's been a while.
When Cam's shots aren't going in, do you ever see him lose confidence to where he'll pass up good looks?
Cam?
Yeah.
I don't think he passes them up. If they're going in or not, he takes the shots he takes, and I don't really ever think he loses confidence either. But want him to stay engaged in the all-around game. Just when shots aren't falling, it's not the only way to impact the game. And so you still have to guard, still have to make the right read and not force shots just because you missed a few. He had some good kickouts today and got downhill and got to the free throw line and all those things. So as always, if you're not relying on shots to make an impact on the game, and he's been better at that lately.
When you first took over as the Rockets coach, did you want to have players like Aaron Holiday or Jock Landale that even if they're not playing for a few weeks, they come in and contribute when you do need them, when you do have injuries?
Yeah, I think it's crucial for a team to have those vets who kind of been around, but stay hungry, stay ready, and great when they're called upon. And you saw that a ton last year where Aaron finished games at times, and when Alpy went down late in the year, Jock stepped in and played well. So Jeff, obviously, like we said, Jay Sean hadn't played a ton earlier this year, and now he's playing with Tari being in and out and Jabari being injured. And so it's really good to have the right vets to allow your young guys to grow, and the guys that are non-starters, are always available and ready to play. And that's where we targeted certain guys who have played both roles, played the third guard spot, played the backup, and are pretty much ready at every chance that they're called upon. And so been big for us in these 2 years, and obviously tonight, and with all these injuries right now, it's huge for us as well.
In a game where you don't have Steven, would you ever consider pairing Alpy with Jeff or with Jock to kind of try to simulate that double big situation?
Yeah, I mean, we started and played Alpy and Jeff a ton together. Jeff has started at the 4 this year. We talked about Jock and Alpy today before Alpy went out early, and so something we thought about, and with the success we had last night, I think they had some guys out there we could have done it with. Barnes, don't love either on Barnes, and so that was more of the question to have who we're going to have on Barnes. And Bowen Mogbo and Orlando Robinson played late. That would have been something we could have done, but obviously Alpy was out.
Alfie with the back, is that something that's been lingering with him, or is that just something that happened today?
Yeah, I haven't heard about the back. I know he had the other issues, and yeah, maybe a little tightness at some point that everybody's going through, but the spasm obviously took him out of the game today.
Well, Jalen, we saw him with a pretty big wrap on his leg on the bench. Is that something he's been dealing with kind of just throughout the season, or is that like a newer injury?
He's had quite a few contusions this year, and so he's played through them all, hasn't missed any games, and like we said, we commend him for playing through a lot, being tired, and hasn't missed a game since I've been here. And like I said, some guys sit out with certain things and pain and stiffness, and Jalen's not one of them. He's played through everything, and so that's what those are. He's had quite a few, and I talk to medical all the time, and they say he's playing through certain things, but get him loose enough and he's good to go. So credit to him on his 23rd birthday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Eagles or Chiefs?
Hopefully Eagles.